Okay, so I'll do things a little bit differently this week. Instead of doing all the signs separately, I'm just going to do a quick reading, rattle through all of them. It's been a busy week and I've had a migraine. And you really didn't want a reading from me with a migraine, trust me. So we're just going to rattle through all of them. 3 cards each side. Just a quick look at what's happening in the week ahead for you. This is for the week starting the 13th of April. Right, first up we've got Capricorn. So, okay, Capricorn, what have you been up to? Where are you heading this week? Let's take a quick look. And we have the Knight of Bows, the Ten of Arrows, and the Wanderer. Okay. So you kind of got some changes coming up, I think. You're moving into a different phase. You're learning new things. I think you're making the most of your time at the moment. Your thought processes are really in the right place. You're kind of looking at what you can change, where you can go, what different things you can be doing. And you're kind of, yeah, I think you're kind of in a learning process at the moment, Capricorn. You're taking on board some new ideas, whether it's a formal learning of something like learning a language or learning a craft, or whether you're just learning a little bit more about yourself. But you're definitely in this learning process at the moment, and that's taking you into a whole new phase. I think you've got that light bulb moment going on at the moment, where you're finding things you enjoy and working out how you can actually make them work for you. And it's looking pretty positive as you head through this week. These changes are good for you. They're taking you in the right direction. It's quite nice to see, actually, Capricorn. Okay, so we'll take a move on to Taurus. I told you it was going to be quick, didn't I? So we'll see what Taurus has got in store. See if Taurus is as positive as Capricorn. I do hope so. Okay, Taurus. Right, we've got Balance, the Knight of Vessels, and the Green Man. So yeah, actually this isn't too bad, Taurus. I think you've kind of been in two minds about something. You've been weighing up your options lately, and that might have been a bit of a confusing process. It was a necessary process, something you'd really got to go through. But I think you've maybe not found it that easy. But I'm getting the feeling here that, you know, you kind of worked it all out now. You know where you're going. You know what you want to be doing. And you're feeling quite positive and happy about this. It's the Knight of Vessels. He's quite an emotional guy, to be honest. He tends to wear his heart on his sleeve. So you're not holding back about telling people what you want to be doing, where you want to be heading. And what you're doing is you're really heading into a period of growth. This is something you're really building. You're quite happy with this, I think. This is something really positive. You know, we've got the Green Man here with his cauldron of creation. He's all about this intense fertile energy that he's using to build something with. And that's kind of the state you're in at the moment, Taurus. You know, you've gone from this period of indecision and not knowing what you're doing, and you've finally made your mind up. And now you're moving forward into a phase where you're actually putting those ideas into practice. So that's kind of nice to see as well. The earth signs are coming out quite well this week. Right, so Virgo, shall we see what we've got in store for you? Come on, Virgo, don't let me down. Let's have something else positive as well now. What you got going on, Virgo? Okay, we've got the Wheel and the Eight of Vessels and the Two of Bows. So yeah, it's kind of all going along in the same sort of vein, actually, for earth signs this week. You've had some changes going on. You've had, you know, things move forward. They always do. You can't slam the brakes on no matter how much we want to. And things have been moving forward in your life. Things have been changing. I think it's a change you've been in control of, to be honest. I think you kind of put your foot down over a few issues and kind of taken back control of things, because the wheel does keep turning, but you don't have to let it run unchecked. It doesn't have to run away with you if you don't want it to. You can keep control of the situation, and I feel like that's kind of what you've been doing here, and this is bringing you into this kind of bright new process. It's a real regeneration. We've got the Eight of Vessels here, and there's a lot of creativity and emotions and positivity here that's all flowing freely. And that's kind of where you are at the moment. You might be letting your emotions get a little bit on top of you at times, so do be aware of that. But this is a real cleansing process that you're going through. I think last week I told you needed to have a bit of a clear out. I'm sure that was Virgo, maybe not. But if that's the case, then I think you've kind of been doing that. You're letting go of the things that don't actually work for you anymore. And this is moving you forward to, you're on the cusp of something. It's kind of like you're standing on the doorstep here, and you've got a choice to make, quite a definite one. And that choice really is, do I shut that door and step back inside and keep things the way they have been, or do I set off out into the unknown, go off on this big adventure? And this one here, this Eight of Vessels, this is telling you, you need to be pushing for this new adventure. Get out there, do something new, do something different. Find a new challenge, even if it's just a hobby. Find something to do, because this is, you're being told to do something with your life, do something positive, and I feel you kind of know that, and you are heading the right way. So that's it for the earth signs so far. Let's have a look at the air signs, shall we? Let's have a look at Gemini. So Gemini, what have we got in store for you? Let's see what the week ahead holds for you. Right. Okay, we've got the Knight of Arrows, the Great Bear, and the Queen of Bows. Right. Yeah, I think there's probably been quite a bit going on. Things that needed action, things you needed to be quite focused on, things you had to take control of. There's a sense that you perhaps weren't very happy about doing that, or that maybe you feel you haven't really done it as well as you would have liked. I kind of get the feeling that you're being very critical of either yourself or someone else, but I think it's you. You're really giving yourself a hard time over things, and I don't really think there's any need to. This is telling me that you were pretty much in control. You did the things you needed to do. You took action when you needed to. You thought things through. You didn't rush into anything. And yet, for some reason, there's this real sense of judgment and criticism and just giving yourself a real hard time. I think you kind of need to shake yourself out of that phase, and you will do. You're heading there. The Queen of Bows, she's compassionate, she's kind, she's caring, she's very strong-willed. She's going to get you where you need to be going, but you need to be channeling more of her energy right now. You need to give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. You are heading in the right direction. Listen to the Queen of Bows. Be nice to yourself and others, but be nice to yourself first and foremost. Okay, Gemini, I hope that helped you. Let's see what's in store for Libra. Here we go, Libra. What's happening in the week ahead? We've got the Ten of Arrows, the Queen of Vessels, and the Hooded Man. Yeah, I think you've had a lot going on, Libra. There's been a lot that you've been having to deal with. It's been quite a learning process. There's kind of a steep learning curve here, I suspect. You may have been taking advice on things, but I get the feeling it is more off your own bat, that you've been taking it on yourself to, right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm not sure all of it's entirely working out. But you know, right now you've got the Queen of Vessels here, and she's come in to support you. She's very she's another one that is very caring and compassionate, but she does have a tendency towards self-sacrifice. You know, she will put herself out to help someone else at cost to her. She'll cut her nose off to spite her face if things are, you know, if she's holding a grudge. And that's kind of the energy that's around you this week. And you're kind of being told that, you know, let go of it. Step outside of things. Step away from a situation. Take the advice of the Hooded Man. Withdraw in. Think things through. This isn't a time for taking action now. This is a time for processing all the things you've learned. Okay, so let's move on to Aquarius now. And we'll see what's happening for Aquarians. Alright, what have we got for you, Aquarius? We've got the Four of Stones. We've got the Knight of Stones. And we've got the Guardian. I don't think you're having the best time of things at the moment, Aquarius. There's this, I mean, there's positive. You've got positive cards here. You've got a lot of vibrant energy, but I feel like you've been sort of. It could be the situation we're all in at the moment. It could just be this lockdown, this isolation that we're going through. But there's a sense that you've been sort of tucked away and sheltering from something, that you've not really been facing things head on. And I think you're coming out of that now. You're trying to, or you want to be doing things. You want to be taking control. You want to be taking action. You're not someone who can cope with being inactive. And I think that's what's been happening here. You've been having to be still, to slow down. And that really isn't working out for you. And you need this. This is what makes you tick, Aquarius. This kind of energy. It's independence and a kind of stability that you're in complete control of. You know, you really got hold of the reins here, and you drive the issues forward. And I'm feeling a sense of frustration that isn't really happening at the moment, because, you know, we've got this here, we've got obstacles, we've got facing problems, we've got things you've got to deal with, and this is telling you need to be dealing with it head on. You know, you can't back away from this. You can't try and sort of duck under it or over it or around it. You've got to just tackle the situation, whatever it is that's causing you a bit of a headache at the moment, Aquarius. You've got to just go for it. Take the bull by the horns, tackle it, because otherwise I think you're not going to be able to move forward like you want to. Okay, so that's it for the air signs this week. How about the fire signs? How are you, fire signs? Are you all doing okay? Who's up first? Let's see, we'll do Aries. Okay, Aries. going on with you. We've got the Four of Arrows, the Knight of Stones again, and the Ten of Bows, responsibility. Now, again, you've been going through this period of rest and healing, and there's a stillness about this card, a tranquility that can be quite rejuvenating. It can also be frustrating if the rest hasn't been something that you wanted to do, if it's come about at the wrong time, or if it's come about due to illness or something, then this isn't necessarily the kind of rest that you want. It's not sort of taking a holiday. This is, you've got to rest. You've got no choice, whether it's through burnout or lockdown or whatever. This is the kind of rest that's been forced upon you. But I think it's done you some good, to be honest. I really do. I think it's kind of kick-started things, because now you kind of feel like you're raring to go. You've got a lot of energy here that's saying, right, okay, now time to do this. Whatever plans you've got, whatever you've been thinking about doing, now you can start putting these into action. And I think that you're very centred at the moment around caring for the people around you. This isn't about just about you. This isn't about what you want necessarily. It's about moving forward and assisting those close to you. So whether it's your community, whether it's family, whether it's just your other half, there's a sense of responsibility here that you're carrying this burden, and you've got the energy to do it. It might be hard work. It might be a bit of a struggle, but you can do this. You've rested, you've recuperated now. You've had that phase where you've sat on the sofa and done nothing, and now you're ready to really do something. You want to push forward with your ideas, whatever they are, but they are connected to this sense of responsibility, that you've got a duty to look after other people, that whatever it is you're doing is helping with something. And it is going to be hard work. I mean, there's no two ways about that. But it's a work that you're doing willingly. Maybe something like volunteering or just looking after your family. But this is something that you feel really quite strongly about and passionate about. There are people who depend on you at the moment, Aries. So, that's kind of where you are this week. Now, Leo, let's see what the world has in store for you the coming week. Right, Leo, you've got the Ancestor. You've got the Archer, and you've got the Five of Vessels. There's a strong feeling of independence coming out of this, Leo. It's kind of like you've already made decisions. You know where you're going. You know what you want out of life. You know what you want out of this week ahead. You're determined. You've set your plans in place. You're heading out on whatever journey it is you've set for yourself. You've already made those decisions. Now it's time to put plans into action. You're kind of taking control. You're being very focused, very thoughtful. Those you're sort of honing the plans that you've made, ready for a new start, and I think that's going to make you feel really quite good about yourself and more in control of your life, because you are, there's a lot of happiness and it's all about passion and enthusiasm and drive and being happy with what you do. So whatever decision it is you've made, whether this is to do with relationships or work, family, whatever, now's your time to be still, to focus, to get ready to let loose those arrows at your target. You know, it's that kind of energy that's around you at the moment. You're poised, ready to fire. And it's going to take you into something like this. You know, there's something you're really passionate about, something that makes you quite happy, and there's a very joyous quality to this card. There's a lot of sort of gay abandonment connected to it, and that's kind of where you are at the moment, Leo. Be interesting to see where this takes you. So it's Sagittarius now. Let's see what the cards have got in store for you, Sagittarius. And everyone's been fairly positive so far, so let's hope it'll go in the same way for Sagittarius. You have the Eight of Stones, the King of Vessels, and the Four of Bows. So yeah, the things, things are looking pretty good for you as well, Sagittarius. You are stubborn though, aren't you? You're so rigid and set in your ways, and I think this is kind of telling you not to let loose a bit, enjoy yourself. You're a little bit stuffy at the moment, I think, Sagittarius. You've been focused a lot lately on what you're capable of, what you want to be doing, where you really want to focus all your energies on. And that's possibly entailed learning new skills. It might just be sort of focusing on yourself and what you're capable of. But you've kind of... it's a good thing. You've been learning new things, but I do feel like you've kind of become stuck in a rut. So you're so focused on that. Your energies are so much in this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to study. That you're not really relaxing and enjoying yourself. And this has come forth, I think, to say, look, you know, stop it. Stop being so stubborn and rigid and inflexible. Actually, sort of, you know, you can combine these energies. You can be focused on the things you want to be doing, the things you're trying to achieve, but you don't need to put everything into that. You need to relax a bit and start to enjoy yourself, because you know there's a lot there going for you. There's a lot of happiness around you at the moment, but I think I'm feeling like there's a block, that you are almost deliberately separating yourself from the happiness and celebration and the fun things. You're focusing too much on study and work, and you're not letting go and allowing yourself to enjoy yourself. And, well, I'm sorry, Sagittarius, but it's time for that to stop. Not good for you. Now then, let's have a look at the water signs. We'll do Cancer first. So, Cancer, what have the cards got to say for you? Okay, we've got the Blasted Oak, the King of Bows, and the Queen of Vessels. Yeah, things haven't been very good, have they? I think, Cancer, you've been through a pretty tough time lately. There's a lot of upheaval here. There's a lot of a sense that things just haven't been working out. Things have been crumbling. Everything's backfiring. Nothing's going to plan. And yet that could be. I mean, I can't read anything at the moment without taking the current situation in the world into account. It could literally be that you're now suddenly not working, or you can't go somewhere. Or it could just be that, or it could be something that's affecting you on a more personal level. But you've got this destruction, but it's a necessary destruction. I think it's getting rid of things that maybe weren't productive, things that weren't actually helping you very much. And the reason I think that is because you're kind of moving forward here into a positive phase. This is about taking control. The King of Bows is not going to lose out to anyone. He knows what he wants. He's quite ingenious. He can often look at problems from a completely different angle and see a way through things that others can't. And that's the energy that's surrounding you at the moment. This week, that's where you are. You're going to find a way through this. This isn't going to, this upheaval, this destruction, this isn't the end. This is leading you on to something new. And you've got support here. You've got the Queen of Vessels. She is a very supportive card. The energy in this is very compassionate and caring, and she'll be there with you every step of the way. And when I say she, it could be he, could be either way. It doesn't matter. But there's this very supportive character there, which it could be you, but I'm not actually sure it is. I think this one's you here. But whatever it is you decide to do, you've got someone there, someone close to you, who is backing you up every step of the way, who may be even prepared to put their own goals and ambitions to one side to support you. And they're here to guide you, to help you. You've not got to go through all of this on your own. You have got support. And I think you're going to be in a much better position at the end of this, no matter how difficult it seems at the moment. So next up we have Scorpio. Let's take a look at the cards for you for this week, Scorpio. And they don't play. That's better. Okay, Scorpio, here we go. You have got the Woodward, the Ten of Arrows, and the Four of Bows. Now, the Ten of Arrows has come out quite a lot. Again, that could be down to the situation we're all in, that people are having time to spend on crafts and studies and learning new things. So it could just be that. You're very determined. You're very determined that you're going to cope with this no matter what. Whatever life throws at you, it's not going to get the better of you. You've got a real strength here that you're kind of rooted. You know what you want, and nothing's going to sway you from it, and you are going to stand up for that no matter what. And that is, I think that stability that you're feeling in the face of adversity is enabling you to open your mind to new ideas. It's letting new concepts come in, and you're learning new things, I think, or maybe teaching new things. Maybe you're surrounded by family and you're passing your knowledge on to younger people around you. I don't know. But there's this sense of learning. This is the key thing for you at the moment. This is where you are right now. There's this passing on of knowledge, this instruction, and that could be that you're learning something. It could be that you're teaching someone else. But that's the whole tone for this week is about learning something. So if you're not doing that now, maybe have a think about what you'd like to be doing. What would you like to learn? Have you always wanted to learn a language? Do you want to learn how to cook? Now's the time to be doing that, because it's going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness, and it's going to give you a way of connecting with the people around you, I think. I think you've been very insular lately. You've been so determined and set on facing your problems that you haven't really relaxed, and the way to do that is to be going through this process of learning and instruction, and that's going to give you a way of interacting with the people around you. So we're coming up to the last one now. We've got Pisces. Let's take a look at what the week's got in store for you, Pisces. Right, so we've got the Archer, and we've got the Knight of Arrows, and we've got the Five of Vessels. You're very focused at the moment, aren't you, Pisces? Yeah, we've got two cards here that are both all about focus and taking action, and you're I think you're quite driven at the moment. You've got ideas, you know what you want to be doing, you know what you need to be tackling, what problems need to be faced, and you're thinking that through clearly. You're focusing your energies, and then you're getting on with it. And doing that is freeing you up to have a blooming good time, actually. I think there's a real sense here that you're sorting things out once and for all. You're dealing with problems, putting them behind you. Maybe you're filing all that paperwork, you're clearing the house out, you're focusing on a new career, whatever it is, everything is focused on that. But I get the feeling that you're not focusing at the start here. This is something you've already been doing. You're coming towards the end of this, where you're reaching a phase where you can actually start to relax. You can step back a little bit and enjoy life, because you've dealt with everything that you needed to. And here, you're focused on your passions, your beliefs, the things you enjoy doing. And it's your self-control that's actually got you through to that. This control is really sort of, it may have dominated your life for a while. You may have felt that you've been very sort of short-tempered and a bit crisp and snappy with people. But that's only been because you've been so determined to get these things sorted. And now you're reaching a phase where you can rest now, Pisces. You can relax. You can start to enjoy yourself. And it's about time too. Right, so that's it for this week. I know it was only a quick look at everyone, but I hope it's helped. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I am available for private readings. You'll find details down below.